It's night already because I go to sleep in a few hours. So, yes. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
I will allow you to live stream only so I can yell at them.
Perfect.
Okay, here's the deal. Well, I'll wait until she's got that going. Tell me when we're up and we're running officially. One, while we're waiting to get everything started, we're up. Good. Okay, I'll yell at them in a second. While we're waiting to get everything started, you got a sign-in sheet coming around. Put your name on it. Second, while we're waiting to get started, where should your phones be right now?
Right here.
They shouldn't just be on silent. They should be on airplane mode or power them down if you know how to do it. Right? Phone that goes off gets you in trouble. If we have our laptop out, like this lovely lady right here has our laptop out, what are we doing on our laptop?
Taking notes.
Otherwise, what? Nothing. We're not on the MLS. We're not looking at our email. We're not playing social media. We're actually here. If you've not been in my session before, please understand this. A phone that goes off, how much goes to the Market Center? What's the KW Cares collection here?
$100.
Wow, $100.
I think you say 10.
$100 to KW Cares and $100 then to the person who rats you out. So it's costing you $200 for your phone to go off during class today. You sure about that? If you're on your laptop and a person sitting near you or behind you sees you opening up anything that's not a note-taking screen, that's the same thing. So you see Becky sitting right there on her computer? Every now and then, just give an eyeball to what that screen's doing. She's got Facebook, email, MLS open. You just say, Chad, she's not paying attention. It's $100 to you.
That's why she's in the back.
That's why they think hiding in the back is a good place. What they don't know is I walk, and then all of a sudden I'll get about here, and they'll be like, oh, shoot, he's coming, and it'll be too late when I go like that to see what's on the screen. So please know that. Plus, put your computers into quiet mode. All right. This is for you people. Is that the camera? Am I looking right at him? That one?
Yes.
This is for you people. If the class is not full, I will not stream it. That's the rule. If the class is not full, I will not stream it. Now, you have enough of your people who have shown up late to earn you the streaming rights. How many of them are watching right now? 4? 6. All 6 of you. Get in here next time. The dates are booked. I don't know what they are. The dates are booked. Okay, Brad's got me now booked every month until July. So apparently you want me to keep coming, yes?
Yes.
I don't know why. Okay. I'm not nice to you. I yell at you. I say mean things to you, and you keep saying, yay, come back. You're just weird. Okay. How many of you have not been in one of my classes before? Do I need to do this piece? All right, we'll do it really quick. Hi, my name's Chad. I've been a Keller Williams agent since 2001. I started in Las Vegas. I was a buyer's agent. I became a buyer's manager. I became a listing agent. I listed a lot of houses. Don't worry about all that. I became a team leader. I moved to Bellingham, Washington. Does anybody know where Bellingham is? Ha, ha, ha. No, you see, it's right by Canada. You see, that would be Canada. Okay, good. We'll go on from the joke that I fit in there. You've heard it before if you've been here before. Okay? I became Ben Kinney's team leader, general manager. We built a program called Internet Marketing Specialist Designation. I traveled the country teaching that, working with maps, all that. I ended up working for your region. I ended up being Brad's team leader, basically. That was a disaster. Disaster. All right, I was Brad's team leader for a while. Now I work with United Home Group. We're the largest expansion team at Keller Williams. We are in 115 different cities across the country with 225 so partners, looking for fantastic people that are looking to grow their business to the next level and want to join a team, yet don't want the micromanaging of a team watching over their shoulder all day long. That's what we do. That's who I am. That's why I'm here. Oh, by the way, I'm from New York, so I'm going to be sarcastic and mean. Okay, so that was for the 3 of you who have never been in one of my classes before. The rest of you, you all came back. Your choice. Okay, so.
Chad, which market center do you belong to?
This one. This is my market center. I lived in those apartments. This would be, damn, you guys cheated. Perimeter North is what we called you at Region. You guys called yourself, right, Atlanta Perimeter.
Know your market center.
Except the perimeter is a big circle. So you see, if we just said perimeter, there's 4 other market centers we could have ended up at. That's why there's an east and a west and a south. You guys get to be north. Okay. There isn't actually one called south, yet I'm sure there's one that services right in that area. Tucker was west, east. Don't bother me. I guess Smyrna Vining area would be the west one. Okay. So here I am. Eileen told me this morning at the gym. I work out with Eileen. If you know Eileen, you know who I'm talking about. You are very lucky, right? Can we all agree that she's lucky because she's sitting in Eileen's seat, and we know how that goes over, right? If you know Eileen. Okay. Eileen told me I was teaching 8x8 33 touch. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, because that's not what I thought I was teaching. So awesome. Eileen said, no, you're teaching. I said, no, that's not. I'm doing the Calendar by Success class. And she said,
April.
no, you're doing 8x8. And I said, no, I'm not. And she pulled out some email and said, yes, you are. And I went, okay. Good thing I know all of them, so I can teach that one. So we're going to talk about the 8x8 and 33 touch today. Okay? 8x8 and 33 touch. These are two of the most powerful tools at Keller Williams. You will hear them taught differently now. You will hear what's called the 8x8 and 36 touch by some people. You will hear the 39 touch by some people. Until the new book comes out, it's still the 33 touch. Right? The red book says 33 touch, and until red book 2 comes out, it's still 33 touch when Chad teaches this. Okay? It'll be very easy to turn 33 touch. I will show you, if you remind me at the end, I can show you how you can take 33 and turn it to 85 like that. Okay? Yes. Isn't that awesome? Great number, 85. Remember, most numbers are made up on the spot. That one's real. Okay? Got the question, can you give me the source of statistic when you said last time that some odd percentage of for sale by lawsuits involved? Remember that one I told you?
Yes.
Apparently I told you 82% because I just said 78% in our conversation. 93% of all statistics are made up, people. Okay? Just get it. Don't round the number off. If I said 90% of statistics are made up, you wouldn't believe me. If I say 93% of statistics are made up, you believe me because it sounds real. So just remember that. There's your tip for today. Okay. 8 by, can our YouTube people see the version of screen? This is what you get for staying home. Okay. 8 by 8. It's a Keller Williams term that we use. What does it stand for? Does anybody know in English?
8 touches in 8 days.
8 touches in 8 weeks. Hold that thought. 8 touches in 8 weeks. 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 Now let me tell you where it came from. It came from Hobbs and Herder. Anybody here remember the name Hobbs and Herder for real estate marketing? That means you've been around for a while. They were the most gorgeous real estate marketing you've ever seen. They were also the most expensive real estate marketing you've ever seen. They were the first people to truly say brand yourself. Like, do you have a hobby?
Sure.
What is it?
Photography.
Photography. Okay, so they would actually have been branded, your marketing would have been something about creating the perfect snapshot in life. I don't know, that just came off the top of my head, right? Bam, and then it would have been about you and your photography and this and that. You have a hobby?
Do I have a hobby? Yes, sir. Refereeing.
There you go, refereeing, right? So we were talking about this before. They would have created, his marketing would have been something along the lines of being the real estate referee. And it would have talked about how he's reffed this game and that game, and you've taken this beautiful, and you would have one of your most beautiful pictures probably shown in the brochure. It was gorgeous stuff. And if you used it, you actually probably still have it because it was too pretty to ever give away. Right? It was that marketing you spent so much money on, you didn't want to give it to just every client, so you never gave it to any client. And then it got wet in the garage one day and you ruined all of it. Yep, here's what they learned. They went to a neighborhood and they knocked on every door in the neighborhood. And they said, who's the realtor of choice for this neighborhood? Who's the realtor of choice? Who's the realtor of choice? Who's the realtor of choice? And they did not get any sort of consensus across the whole neighborhood. So they went back to their offices and they made up a realtor. We'll just call him Joe Realtor. I don't know what the name was of actually the realtor they made up. And for the next 8 weeks, they mailed something from Joe Realtor once a week to everybody in the neighborhood. And on week 10, they sent some people to knock and ask about the realtor of the neighborhood, the realtor of the neighborhood, the realtor of the neighborhood. And overwhelmingly, the answer was this guy who didn't even exist. Because they had received 8 pieces of mail over 8 weeks from this fictional person. He earned mind share. What was that term I just used?
Mind share.
Mind share. That is the key to success in this business. It's not you're the most ethical. It's not. It's not that you're the most honest. It's not that you're the nicest. It's not that you know the most people. It's that you have mind share with people. You see, mind share is how your brain works. Your brain has 2 sections of it. It's got short-term and long-term recall. We all understand that? Short-term and long-term recall? Okay? When someone comes up to you and asks you a question, your short-term answers. That's that blink answer that comes out of your mouth. Now here's the thing. Your brain only has room for 1, maybe 2 answers to every category in short term. I can prove this to you. Okay? Do not help her. Name for me a brand of potato chip. Perfect. Name for me a brand of potato chip.
Lay's.
Perfect. Another?
Kettle.
Exactly. And then we went on to it. We've gone from short term to long term in that situation. Lay's has mind share. You don't eat very many potato chips, apparently, because nobody had mind share with you. Name for me another brand of potato chips, everyone.
Pringles.
Okay, right. You all gave me a few. I heard Pringles, Doritos. I heard, Fritos. Who knows what you were all thinking out there as potato chips? Okay? It's called mind share. Okay? Don't help. Name for me a brand of toothpaste.
Crest.
Another. Exactly. You don't know. What's the second?
Colgate.
Right. I mean, that's a given, right? Name for me a brand of running shoe.
Fila.
Another.
K-Swiss.
Think about it. We got K-Swiss out, and she still hasn't said.
Nike.
Which is what most of you would say, right? And it's okay that it happens this way. I'm going to really, really, really throw you on this one as I walk around and I don't help. Name for me a brand of car.
Lexus.
What do you drive?
Hyundai.
He's the contrarian.
No,
What can I say?
that's not. Because 65%, not made up, 2 out of 3, 65% of the time when I ask, they don't tell me what they drive. Was a Lexus your first car? Was a Lexus your dream
It was
car?
one of my cars, yes.
You've had a Lexus that you loved, apparently.
65% of the time, yes.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, folks, think about the car that you have. What do you stare at every day in that car?
The name.
The logo is probably right on the wheel, or on the keychain, or on the side of the car when you're walking up to it or whatever. Yet 2 out of 3 people, when I ask that question, will not tell me the car they currently drive. That's not what has mind share with them. Think about it. Mind share is what wins the game. Now you are in a dangerous seat. Because the first time I taught this in Bellingham, Washington, I was there as their team leader and I taught this. This was my first team meeting. I was going to bring them some good stuff right away. We covered the 8x8 at their first team meeting. And I pointed to a realtor sitting right there. After I'd gone around the room, right? Name for me toothpaste, name for me potato chips, name for me running shoes, name for me a car. I made the mistake up there. I said, name for me a place to get a cup of coffee. No, in Washington State, they gave me like 27,000 places before they even mentioned Starbucks, and they could just keep going, right? That was a little bit different. I pointed to an agent right there, and I said, name for me a realtor.
Rashawn on.
And I swear to you, that person pointed across the room and said, Ben Kinney.
Wow.
And I went, you don't even think about you. What are your clients thinking?
Not about you.
Correct. If you don't even think you, what are your clients thinking? So when I just said that, did your own name pop into your head? Don't answer that, because I'll bet 50% of you it didn't. You thought about somebody else who was in the room, you thought about some big producer in the area, you made the mistake of going, Mark Spain! Right? Because you see his face everywhere or something like that, whatever it is, right? You're in a situation where sometimes you don't even have your own mind share of yourself. How can you imagine your clients do? And the most successful realtors are the ones who have mind share. That's the only reason someone like Mark does half the business he does, is because he doesn't expect anyone to stop in the middle of the highway and call him. You understand that. Yet when you think realtor, whose face have you seen every day on your drive to work? Or who do you hear on the radio again and again and again, depending what show you listen to? You either hear Duffy on the radio or Mark on the radio, whoever it is. They have mind share so that people just have that instant recall. Why does Zillow run the commercials that they run? Because they want people to think Zillow when they think real estate. Who do you need them to think when they think real estate? You need you. You need you. I need that when Brad or Stacy in this market center, for example, says, we need a great trainer, who are we going to get? That without question, my name better come to the top of their mind, because I'm not doing my job if it doesn't. Okay? We have to have mind share. That's what the 8x8 gets. Mind share. Now, we said this is 8 touches in 8 weeks. Yet you gave me a different answer. You said 8 touches in
8 days.
Okay, you were not wrong. Here's the rule. It's always 8 touches. This number can never be larger than 8 weeks. It can be shorter. If you found a new expired, came on the market today, Do you think that they'll take 8 weeks to decide what they're going to do?
No.
How long will they take to decide what they're going to do?
Few days.
Few days.
Or hours.
So could this be 8 touches in 8 hours? 8 touches in 8 days? Could it be 8 touches in 2 weeks? As long as it's less than the 8 weeks. Okay. I do not recommend 8 touches in 8 hours. Right? They will block you. You're stalking me, right? You're getting creepy now. Okay? Yet, could you do 8 touches in a week? Could you do 8 touches in 2 weeks? Could you do something? Because you know they're going to make up their mind relatively quickly. Okay, so you're not wrong by saying 8 touches in 8 days. I just want you. It is defined as 8 touches in 8 weeks. That is the maximum stretch out you can do to make this happen. Now, who do we do an 8x8 on?
New people.
There you go. New Mets. 8x8s are done on new Mets. Who's a new Met that you've had recently in your life? Okay, so a sign call would be a new Met you've had recently. Who else?
New homebuyer seminar.
The people who showed up at a new homebuyer seminar you just had?
Referral.
A referral.
A listing appointment?
Okay,
Like if they're interviewing other
if they're interviewing
agents,
multiple agents, sure. Okay.
Open house.
People walk into an open house. Why are you? Everyone, put your hands on each side of your head like this. Do this. Now lift the box off your head. Okay, now put it to the side. Where else do you have a new Met?
Grocery store.
Thank you. Where else?
Line in Starbucks.
The person I talked to in line at Starbucks, my waiter last night at the restaurant. Right? How many of you went out to dinner in the last 3 days? How many of you think your waiter still remembers who you are today? Right. Yet did they remember you that night? Yeah, they probably remembered you by the end of the shift. The question is, did you keep mind share with them, or have you already dropped the ball and they've forgotten you? You're no longer their favorite client.
Depends on the tip.
Yeah. Yet I'll tell you, I was a waiter, and I know what my best tip ever was for an evening, yet I couldn't tell you who gave it to me. I remember the tip. I don't remember the people. Right? I remember the guy who came in every Tuesday for lunch with somebody different every Tuesday for lunch. Walked in at 12:10 exactly Tuesday at lunch, ordered the same thing every time for both of them, and left. Did not want to be talked to, wanted water waiting on the table, wanted the food to show up by 12:15, wanted a table, did not want to have to wait. And you can be sure I worked every Tuesday at lunch, and in my section, that table was always put out and ready and waiting. Could not tell you his name. Not 100% sure what he did for a living. I have some suspicions. I can tell you the tip he left me of $100 every single week. Okay. Yet he never became a true Met because I couldn't have even told you what his name is anymore. I don't even know if I knew what his name was then, to be honest, because he didn't want to talk after the first week when he explained how it was going to work. I said, I'll take care of you. I said, no worries, I'll take care of you. Every Tuesday at lunch, walk in and say, Chad's holding a table for me. There will be one. All right? So, and you can be sure the hostess got tipped well to make sure they didn't seat my table. New Mets, they're everywhere. Can we agree? That was the point of the question. Whether it's the waiter you met last night, the guy who changed the oil in your car, the cop who gave you the speeding ticket last week, the whatever it is, they're all new Mets. The question is, are you going to earn the mind share with them or not? It's your choice. The more people you have mind share with, the bigger your business is. The more people you have mind share with, the bigger your business is. You see, you can have a job. How many of you would like to have a job? Right, that's every day going and looking for new business. How many of you would like to actually run a real estate business? Well, then you better have mind share with people, because then they come find you. How many of you have been in business in real estate at least 4 years? You, if you've been building a business properly, are not having to lead generate necessarily as hard as other people, because they should be finding you. Now, if you are lead generating as hard as other people, then good for you, because in 10 years, you'll be able to just sit back and watch the team do it all for you.
You said the more people you have mind share with, the bigger your business?
Yes, I sure did.
Did you make that up?
I make everything up.
On the spot.
That's why when you said, "What did I say?" I said, "Yes, that's what I said," because I probably couldn't have said it again anyway. You see new people what you're getting into by coming to my classes? Okay. You decide next time if you're coming or not. All right. How many of you would like to help me build an 8x8 right now that you could use in your business today? How many of you would use one today if you had one? How many of you think you have one currently? How many of you use the Edge and think you have one currently? Right, you don't have one. You don't have one. Let's build one. Let's build one. Week 1. Handwritten card. Okay, it's a handwritten card. I'm going to give you mine because mine worked. Okay? This is one of the things I usually tell you in the intro. You've heard this before because most of you have been here before. The stuff I'm sharing with you today is not out of the red book. It's the stuff that I know works because I actually used it and it worked. Okay? I'm going to give you something today that will return you a $500,000 deal minimum every time you do it.
Let's get it.
You're okay if I give you that?
Come on, wait,
I've been teaching this 8 years and only 6 people actually do it. 7? You're 7? All right, we'll see. Okay. Handwritten note card. That's the first thing. I'm the smartass in the room. Let's be very clear. I'm the smartass in the room. So to send a handwritten note card.
Why would you look at me?
I don't know. I'm not sure about. To send a handwritten note card. What do you need?
The
Address.
He was going to say the card. That's why I said I'm
And
a
a stamp
smartass,
and
right? The stamp, an envelope, yeah. No, you need an address. What is the best address to acquire?
Home.
No. Yes. It is the business mailing address, and somehow a handwritten note card has made it to the front for me. That's lovely. I appreciate that. It is a business address. Why? Gentlemen, ladies are much more likely to give you their work address than their home address. You got a suspicious look about you. A lady might be like, I don't need to know where I live.
That explains a lot.
Right? Yeah. You've been wondering what that challenge was in business. Okay. Here's the thing. They're going to be easier to get your work address. 2, if I have a simple conversation with someone and I find out what they do for a living and forget to get their address, with the power of Google, could I probably find it in about 4 seconds if I know where they work?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if they worked at the airport, their business address is probably not useful. Then you have to default to the second address, which is the home address. You've got to work on getting that address from them. Okay? Now, think about it this way. For those of you who are saying, I still don't believe that. I'm in real estate. I can't sell their business. I can sell their home. So I want their home address. Well, if you're working on that, you'll get that when that time comes. Think about this. How many of you in the room here don't even open your own mail? Someone else has already done the mail at home for you. Right. Okay, so there's one. Next, those of you who apparently open your mail. I know the answer to this question. Where are you standing when you open it?
Recycle. Shredder.
Right, the trash, the shredder, the recycling, depending on you and your environmental level of whatever. You open, you throw. You open, you throw. You open, you throw. Okay? Now, how many of you open your own mail at the office? Apparently none of you open your mail. Okay. Or you don't even realize you have a mailbox that has things in there for you. Okay? Now here's the difference. You're not alone when you open the mail at the office. If a painter sent you something to home, you would have thrown it out. Agreed last night? Yet if a painter sent you something here, is there a chance you just had a conversation with someone else who talked about a listing that needed repainting, or a buyer who was about to fix up the house they just bought? So is there a chance that that mailer gets passed on to someone else? Stop sending it to where they're talking to people and they forget you. Even if they look at it and throw it away, that doesn't mean the next 10 minutes they might not have a conversation and be able to say, you know, I just heard from my realtor. I threw it out. Yeah, I can, right? So we need a mailing address, preferably their business. Number 2. Call. You must call them. Not a trick question. If we're going to call them, what do we need?
Phone number.
She was fast on that one. The rest of you are still figuring it out. Okay. Yeah, phone number.
Gotta need a car.
In service.
Yeah, I need a reception that I don't get in this building, and right? Okay. You need their phone number. You need to call them. Now, Keller Williams is a very script-heavy company. Would you agree? We believe strongly in scripts. Yes. How many of you love scripts? How many of you will admit you absolutely hate scripts? Oh, that's a different class. Okay, I'll get you there. Okay, so we need the script. Would you like me to give you the script?
Yes.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. Hi, this is Chad from Keller Williams.
Hi, Ted.
Just calling to see if you got the card I sent you last week. Hi, this is Chad from Keller Williams. Just calling to see if you got the card I sent you last week. That's the whole script. There's no more. They're either going to say yes or no.
What do you put in the card?
Your business
Your
card.
business card?
What do I write in the card?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go a little out of order, and I'll answer that question for you. How many of you have a business card? Here, pull it out. If you have one, pull it out. Flip it to the back. How many of you wasted money putting stuff all over the back of your card? What's the back of your card for?
Writing.
Taking notes, writing things, okay? How many of you paid even extra to have it glossy so you can't write on it? You just didn't ask beforehand, that's why. Okay? I walked into a class once and someone said, I have the perfect back. I said, no, unless it's blank, you don't have the perfect back. And they showed me the back of their card, and it actually said notes and it had lines on it. I was like, no, that's good. Where'd you get that idea? He goes, I took this class before. I was like, you know what? I've never told anyone to do that yet. Wow, good job taking it to that level. Okay, in the back, top right corner, put the number 7. Put the number 7. I don't know who's firing up, but that's $100 going off in that purse right now to somebody.
I don't have a person.
All right. Bob. All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to put the 7 on the back of the card. Now you can put the card away. Because your goal now is before you go home today is to go somewhere where there are people. And then when you are near people, you're supposed to go up to someone and say, my spouse won't let me in the house until I've met 10 people every day. And you are number 7. Okay? There's a reason you're number 7. One, if the number is too low, they think you're not doing your job. If the number is too high, they think you're almost at 10, they'll let you go find somebody else. So 7 psychologically shows that you've been doing your job, yet you're not done yet. There's another reason 7 is important. Let's say you go to Starbucks. Or let's say you go out and you catch all the people that are out there in the hall or whatever you start talking to. Is there a chance when you're talking to person number 1 that they have a friend sitting there with them?
Yes.
And is there a chance the friend says, well, I'll help?
Yes.
So now you're going to pull out your card, and what number is already written on the back of that card?
7.
Well, 7, because every card you write 7 on. Because everybody's person 7.
What about their friend?
Yeah, when they have a friend sitting beside them, how easy is it to just go like that to the 7? And it just became an 8. And heck, if they have 3 friends, how easy is it to do that? And the 7 just became a 9. And if you really want to get crazy, if you have a 7, how easy is it to put a 0 and a little line through it, and now all of a sudden you got 10. And if you can do 10, can you do 11?
Yes.
Get it? You can't do that with a 6.
Or 8.
No. They're just not useful numbers. Okay? Now, when you give them your card and they're number 7, what do you need to get from them to prove that they're a real person?
Their card.
Well, maybe their card if they have one, and if they don't have a card,
Contact information.
contact information such as
Address. Where they work.
phone number.
Phone number.
Right? I need your mailing address. Oh, by the way, I need a phone number just to prove that you're real. Right? That's the script at the end of the day. In the morning, what would the script be? My broker won't let me into the office for the day until I've met 10 people. You are number 7. Now, you're saying that, Chad, that didn't answer my question. It didn't. Except to now tell you that here's what goes in the handwritten note card. Thanks for being number 7. Chad. Here's a trick I learned only this year. I wish I knew this one years ago. When you write note cards, use a Sharpie.
Takes up more space.
Tons of space. You get like 15 words in a card normally if you're lucky. Now you get about 4. And how many of you write a note card, get halfway through it, and then go, oh crap, I have to say more? You use a Sharpie, you don't have to say, I have to say more. You can just write what you've got to write and be over and be done with it. Thanks for being number 7, Chad. It's in the mail. The point is not that you're going to sell a house through a note card. The point is mind share. They get the card, they get my name again. They get the card, they get my name again. They get the card, they get my name. Right? I'm just staying top of mind for mind share. Make sense? That's what goes in the card. Okay. What was the script for week 2? Anybody write it down?
Just calling to see if you got my card message.
No, you forgot the first line.
Hi.
This is Chad.
Chad Keller Williams.
Right, yes, yeah. I'm working on my branding, so I need you all to say this is Chad. Okay, week 3. Item of value number 1. Okay, I need an item of value for a potential seller, and you cannot use the letters C, M, or A. What's an item of value for a potential seller not using the letters C, M, or A?
Seller's disclosure.
Okay, I'll take it. Even though I didn't spell it right,
Net
I'll take it.
profit,
What?
net profit.
Well, hang on, because we just got one. I only needed one. Give me one for a potential buyer.
Mortgage rates.
Okay, let's go to week number 4. We call. Is there anybody who thinks they have the script for week 4 in place?
Hello.
Hi, this is Chad from Keller Williams.
Keep going.
Did you get the disclosure that I sent you?
Okay, bam, right? There you go. Simple and easy. They're going to say yes. You're going to say, great. Any questions? They're going to say no. You're going to say, oh my goodness, I must have mailed it to the wrong place. Can you confirm your address? Which sometimes makes week 2, week 1, when you forgot to get the address, because then you can say I sent it, and then you can say, oh, I must have sent it to the wrong place. Can you confirm your address? What? I can't? Watch me. It's a great way to get an address. Yeah, you gave it to me when we met. I must have written it wrong. Can you confirm it for me? Perfect. Awesome. Okay, pattern is forming. Week 5 is here. Has anybody figured out the pattern?
Call.
Well, no, 4 was called.
Another item.
Item of value
Thanks for taking
2.
my call.
What is an item of value for a potential seller? You still can't use C, M, and A.
Maybe a repair person.
Okay, repair person.
Things to do before you list your house.
Hang on, we got one. All right. Number 2 for potential buyer. What do we got?
Home warranty
Okay.
info.
Warranty info. Good. What's week 6?
Can I stop you for a second, Chad?
Yeah.
On week 2 or week 4, give them a phone call.
Yep.
What if they don't pick up? Are you leaving a message? Are you giving a ring back? Or what are you?
I'm not a big fan of voicemail because I don't listen to voicemail. And most of your voicemail, forgive me, sucks. Okay? You leave these messages and think that like people are going to call you. If you're going to leave voicemail, you better create urgency. Hey, it's Chad at Keller Williams. I had some information you'd asked for. You need to call me back right away.
Hey, it's Chad at Keller Williams. I've got your kit.
Yeah, that's good too, right? Okay? So that's one thing if I'm going to leave voicemail. The other thing, one of the things Ben Kinney's team does is if someone doesn't answer, they call again immediately. And if they still don't answer, they call a third time immediately. Do you think it's possible for you to ignore the same phone number calling you 3 times in a row when you don't know it and not pick up thinking that it's an emergency?
I would be so annoyed.
You will absolutely think like somebody's calling from a hospital or something and you just don't know the number, right? And then when they're annoyed, you just have to diffuse it with, no, I only called you once. My system had some strange glitch, but I heard a beep. Right? You don't have to do everything I'm saying as you nod your head back there.
Wow, that same thing happened.
I'm telling you what works. Your job is to talk to people.
Don't encourage them to lie. You can get it with the truth.
Of course. Did I ask them for their business address with the truth? Did I ask them for their phone number with the truth? I have to meet 10 people a day. How many of you have taken Ignite? What's the goal of Ignite?
Get 10 people a day.
Okay.
See 10 viewings.
Uh-huh.
And
Handwritten?
10 handwritten notes.
And
Golly.
10 calls.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's 10-4. There's 4 things.
Yeah, that's right.
Now let me ask. We are now in mid-March. So count in your head. December, January, and February, how many closings you had. Just count in your head. Do not raise your hand because I'm not here to embarrass anybody. If your answer was not larger than 4, you need to go back to Ignite immediately.
Starting Monday, April 8th.
Insert closing sales pitch. Okay? Ignite's goal is to teach you how to get 16 closings every year. If you're not doing 4 a quarter minimum, you're not on pace for Ignite. They don't charge you to go back and take Ignite again. Just go back because you clearly aren't doing what you needed to do. Step 1 in Ignite is meet 10 people a day. I'm not lying by saying I need to meet 10 people in a day.
Do you have a little script for that? Other than my broker,
I don't need a better script than that. My broker won't let me into the office. My coach won't let me into the office. My boss won't let me into the office until I've met 10 people today. That's my job, is to meet people. My wife won't let me home until I've met 10 people today. That's my job. I'd like to go home. You come to the sessions because I give you stuff that works. Never going to lie to anybody.
That's quite a stretch.
I don't lie to them. Maybe I play a little if I didn't ask for the address, but I don't lie to anybody. I'm never going to lie to anybody. Okay. Week 6 is a call. Week 7 is item of value 3. I need a potential item of value for a seller.
Staging tips.
I need a potential item of value for a buyer.
Home buying process.
Okay, I heard credit repair and home buying process. Okay. What's week 8? Call. That's an 8x8. Now, before I go on, to be able to send the handwritten note card, the item of value, the item of value, and the item of value, what do I need from them? Okay. To call them, what do I need? What do I not need?
Email.
What's the first thing you all ask for?
Email.
Yeah. Email is a communication device, not a lead generation device.
What about texting?
Email is a communication device, not a lead generation device. Texting is a call. Today's day and age, I will talk to you quicker through a text than I will answering the phone. So, part 2 to Bob's question about the voicemail, yeah, I would text them. I wouldn't leave them a voicemail, I'd probably text them and say, hey, sorry I missed you, just following up.
So email's a communication device.
Email is a communication device, not a lead generation device. Think about how many of you have more than one email account. How many of you have more than one email account? How many of you have an email account that you flat out give solicitors so that they won't bother you? Right, that's the email they're giving you when you ask. You're just too naive to believe that because you think that they really like you. How many of you delete half of your emails without even opening them to look at them?
More than half.
How many of you know Google's deleted half of your emails before it even showed you the ones that made it through all the filters? Okay? And yet, what do? You go put their email address in eEdge and think you lead generated today because you sent out 1,000 emails, which are the exact same emails the person sitting beside you sent yesterday to that person. Flesh. Make sense? The only emails you will open are from people you know. And you have not earned the right with people that do not have mind share with you yet to be sending them emails. So stop. Because that's what you're doing. You're sending emails and thinking you're doing a good job. You're not. You're sending emails and then you're wondering where your business is. You want to know how you know if you have mind share with people? Call them and ask. If you really have the guts, ask someone else here to call them and ask on your behalf. Yes?
So none of the 8x8, you don't want to schedule an appointment to meet with them?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. If you can schedule an appointment on your phone calls, when you're getting them on the phone, if you can schedule the appointment, guess what? Stop. Go. Right? I'm calling. My script might be, did you get the item of value I just sent you? Yes. Great. Any questions? Yeah, we're thinking about putting the house on the market. Perfect. You want me there today at 3 or tomorrow at 4? Yeah, absolutely. It's every time is close, 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 right? ABC stands for? Always be closing. Also stands for always be contributing. Come from the right perspective of it. Don't be the used car salesperson. That's not the one who gets the deal. Yet you have to close. You all wait for the client to say, I love you, you have to list my house for me. That's never going to happen unless it's mom. And even then it sometimes doesn't happen. You have to be willing to ask for the business. I will tell you, my listing appointment, here was every listing appointment how it started.
Hello?
You open the door, right? She opens the door and says hello. And I say, hi, Chad from Keller Williams. We had an appointment to talk about your house. You ready to get it on the market? Do you know how often they say yes? Great, let's go to the kitchen table and do all the paperwork. Awesome. What do? You say, no, I got to do this 60-minute listing presentation and talk myself out of the listing. Because you didn't close, because you're waiting for them to say, you're awesome, list it! Right? Got to close, people. So yes, you're always working for the appointment. I just take that, sadly, as a assumptive that everybody knows they should always be asking for the appointment. Yes?
So you're saying, so call, mail, call, mail, call, mail.
I am.
So what if they don't want mail and they want email? I mean, there are younger people they only want to do digitally. That's
Sure.
how they want to communicate.
Sure.
Are you saying don't do that?
Correct.
Okay.
Because if they're younger, they're smarter than us. I'm pretty tech savvy, yet I know that the youngers are even smarter than me. They're not getting your emails. This is the waiter you met last night. This is the person who walked into the open house who probably gave you a bad email address on the little sign-in sheet that you asked for. Right? I went on somewhere, where was I? My wife and I are thinking about cutting the cable, finally with cable. So I went and I did some inquiries with Hulu, Sling, and YouTube TV. And I went on their websites and got into a chat to get information. And right in the middle of the chat, when they said, can you confirm your email address? I intentionally mistyped my email address. I intentionally spelled it wrong. Because I did not want what they were going to send me. I said, yeah, sure. When you have a relationship with them, then you can email. How many of you have a database? Who thinks they have a really good database? How big would you say your database is?
256.
256 people. Okay? If I called them and asked all 256 people who they think of when they think real estate, how many of them would say you?
I think 256.
Okay, that's a strong database. Folks, if I called your database today and said, who do you think of when you think real estate? Most times I teach this, people tell me at least 50% of the people probably wouldn't think that. That means you have a mailing list, not a database. Because you're sending things out to these people who are thinking Mark Spain, or you're sending these things out to people who are thinking whomever, not you. I like Mark very much. That's why, and we all in Atlanta, you can't go more than 3 minutes without seeing Mark, right? He really likes his face. Yes, he does. Okay. Is this doable?
Yes.
Is this difficult?
No.
Let me tell you the most confusing thing. Keeping track.
That's gonna be my issue.
Okay, so you've got 2, 3, 4 different suggestions on how I would keep track. 1, an Excel spreadsheet. I'd literally just put their name, put their address, put their phone number, and then put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I put an X in the box. Sent them the card, X, 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 right? That would honestly be one of the stupid easiest ways to do it. When they hit week 8, they get deleted off the spreadsheet because they've gone through it. I have gone into market centers and seen people's offices where they have a whiteboard up on the wall, literally taped off into 8 squares, and they write the people's names, or they have little magnets that they have names on, and they just move them from square to square to square. You could use command. You could put the contacts in there, and you could tell it, remind me week 1, week 2, and it'll just pop up every week and say, hey, they're on week 4, they're on week 5, they're on week 6. Don't overcomplicate this. Because it's complicated enough. Imagine I meet these 2 people today. What do I need to do?
Get her.
Send them a handwritten note card, right? Now let's go forward a week and I meet these 3 lovely ladies. What do I have to do to these 3 ladies? Hand note card. What do I have to do to these 2?
Oh.
Let's go forward a few weeks and I meet these 3 ladies. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to this group? Because they're now that other week, right? Go in order. I just gave you time. Call.
Item of value.
Which one?
Number 1.
Okay. What about these 2?
Call.
About what?
The item of value.
Are you getting confused yet?
Yes.
Do you see how you need to keep it very simple? Yes. To me, I did it every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. They got the handwritten card the same day I met them. Tonight I went home and I whipped off the 10 handwritten note cards. Heck, if I only met 4 people today on my goal to 10, great. I sent 4 handwritten note cards. Yet every Tuesday, I then did whatever was next. I pulled out that spreadsheet and I went, okay, you're on week 8. I know I'm calling you about item of value 3. You're on week 6. Great. I know I'm calling you about item of value 2. You're on week 3. Great. I know I'm mailing you this.
Why Tuesday?
Because that was team meeting day for me. And it was the day that got interrupted the most. So I just figured I could work on this and not worry about my lead gen because too many people were coming through the office and interrupting me attempting to work. So to me, it was Tuesday. Pick any day of the week you want. Would you like my items of value that I used?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Item of value 1 for me, I call it 7 things. I can't give it to you, and you'll understand why when I explain it. The full official title of it is the 7 things your realtor should be able to do before you choose them. Okay, 7 things your realtor should be able to do before you choose them. Now watch. If you've been in real estate for at least 10 years, please raise your hand. Now keep your hand up if you've been in real estate at least 10 years. And you were Rookie of the Year. And you are IMSD certified. Okay, so I'm the only one. You were not 10 years.
I
and
was
Rookie of
10
the Year.
years and IMSD and
Were you Rookie
my
of the Year?
first one, yeah, I bet you I was.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Your hand all of a sudden shut up. It hadn't been up for the other 2.
I knew, no, it was. I put it
all
down
right.
for Rookie of the Year.
So-
Actually, I was shooting star for Southeast Region.
I'll accept that.
Okay,
That's
thank
pretty
you.
good. All right. So
And my first listing was a $100 million project.
awesome.
So I think
All
I
right. So you were Rookie of the Year. You've been in real estate at least 10 years. You're IMSD certified.
Yeah.
Are you bald?
Yes. Bold?
Bald.
Bald. No.
I win.
Bold has mine share.
Yes. I win. Now, here's the point of it. Could I have said anything that she wasn't going to be able to match? Could I say, are you a man?
Yes.
Right? Something that I am that she's not. Now, I have to justify why bald is better as a realtor. Now, you understand it means because I'll never be late to an appointment worrying about fixing my hair. Right? You understand how we get places on time because of that, right? Here's the thing. The 7 things, who was the only person that was all 7? Me.
They have to be designed around you.
Correct. That's why I can't give it to you. It's got to be your 7 things. Now, will somebody be 3 or 4 of them? Yeah, I mean, she was already 3. I had to make up bald because usually I don't have somebody who makes it through the first
Who went
3.
through IMSD.
That's right. I don't
It's
usually
the
have
first
someone
one.
who can get through those 3 with me. Okay? When I get there, I have to have 4. I have to have 5. Now, some of you might be. If I came up with all 7 and shared them right now, some of you would be some of them. That's okay. I'm the only person who's all 7.
What was the title again?
7 things your realtor should be before you choose them. Now, all you have to do is justify it. Is there anybody in the room who's got 6 months or less of real estate? Great. Why would I want to work with an agent that has 6 months or less experience in real estate?
They're
That
motivated.
sense of urgency. We're motivated. We're great. We're eager to learn.
And we're on top of
Whoa,
it.
whoa! Yes, right? Are these good reasons?
Yes.
Would we agree that somebody newer into real estate also knows the new ways of real estate being done instead of the way the dinosaurs did real estate years ago?
Exactly.
Okay, now could you say that in a better way? Sure. Do you have to? No. Depends on your personality. Okay. The 7 things are your 7 things that no one else is going to be all 7. The second item of value that I sent was a vendor list. Who would be on my vendor list?
Very trusted vendors. Painters.
Painters,
Estate sales,
inspectors,
estate sales.
estate sale people,
Flooring.
flooring, cleaning. You're forgetting the biggest one.
Morgan.
Lender. All right. Yes.
I have a question. Is this like in a letter form, like you put in an envelope, or is
Yes.
it like a postcard?
No. These would all go in envelopes. Yeah.
Spending money for
You could do a postcard. Yet to me, they were all envelopes. Now, here's the thing. Law tells me how many vendors should I have in any category? 3. Yet does the law say one can't be larger font than the other? Right? I'm not violating anything by putting 3 lenders on there and having one in 14 point and the other 2 in 10. Right? Clearly one is my preferred lender, yet I'm giving you 3 lenders. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. Now, could I go to my preferred lender? Could I go to my preferred landscaper? Could I go to my preferred inspector? Could I go to my preferred painter, my preferred electrician, my preferred whatever, and say, by law, I have to put on 3. I want to put you as number 1. I want to make your font bigger and in a different color, and I'm going to send this out to thousands of people this year. I'm asking you to pay $10 a month to be on that list. Could I do it?
Yes.
Okay, go learn RESPA laws, check with your broker on all that kind of stuff. Right? That's all changed over years. Yet guess what? If they are paying to be on that list, who just paid for all this stuff that you're sitting there going, I don't want to mail all of this? Who just paid for it?
Your vendors.
My vendors did. You see, the reason you want to email is what? How much does email cost you? Nothing. You want to be cheap. You've heard you have to spend money to make money? Doesn't mean it has to be your money you're spending.
For item of value number 2, you have repair.
That's what you people came up with.
You people.
That's what you people came up with. Right, I just wrote down what you said.
War is?
Okay?
Are you trying to figure out what war was?
This was warranty
Warranty.
information.
No, I got
And this was repair stuff for like a seller to be able to send out information for repair information on what they might need. You can put whatever you want, right? The point was it didn't really matter what these things are. It matters is that you're doing what?
You're doing it.
You're doing something.
Okay. You gonna give us the rest of your 7?
I'm not going to give you the rest of my 7, no.
No?
Because that's going to be your 7. Doesn't matter what my 7 were. Right? It's what are your 7.
Thank you.
Okay? Think about this. Your favorite product, whatever it is. There's a TV commercial that you don't remember from them. If I said name an insurance company, who comes to mind? They heard Aflac. Okay, I heard a whole bunch of different ones, right?
Geico.
Okay, Geico, right? Yet, would you agree that you don't remember that they had the Caveman series from Geico commercials until you recently saw one again? Right? You're like, oh yeah, right? They're not going to remember what all these things are. What's the point? Just mind share. Just they see me, they see me, they see me. You know that stores pay more money to put their products at eye level on the shelf, correct?
Yes.
You know that's why kid cereals are on a lower shelf and adult cereals are on a higher shelf. It's eye level of kid versus adult. And that's why certain things go on end caps. They want mind share. You see it again and again and again and again. Okay? Don't overthink what you're sending. Just be sending stuff. And I'm going to show you why I chose the 3 things I chose. The third thing that I used for my item of value was a UVP. Who knows what UVP stands for?
Unique value proposition.
Okay, a unique value proposition. Some of you don't know your unique value proposition. The definition in English of a unique value proposition is why you, not me. That's English of a unique value proposition. Why you, not me. See, here's the thing. You can't talk negatively about me. It's got to be why you, not me. So why would somebody work with you, not me? Why would somebody work with you and not me?
Stuff doesn't fall through the cracks, Chad.
Okay, great. With me, you're right. It would. Why does somebody work with you, not me?
Because I'm a referee of a real estate.
Yeah, you got to work on the line 2 of that, in there, whatever comes along with that, right? I'll tell you, has a ref ever gotten a call right? No. Why would you do that, right? Okay, folks. I want you to understand your unique value proposition needs to be why you, not me, and you should be able to prove it. We're all honest until we're not. We're all great communicators until we don't. That's not why someone should work with you. Oh, because I'm a great communicator. Well, if you're telling me that, that means you're probably not one. Right? If you're telling me you're honest, it's because you're probably not. So you're attempting to cover that up. Why you, not me? How many of you, is there anybody here, let me just ask to be bold and please share, I won't attack, I promise. Is there anybody here not with Keller Williams? Okay, thank you for coming.
I haven't joined yet.
Okay, well just so you know, when you join, don't sit there.
Right.
Okay? You've learned that one, okay? We don't want Eileen to like scare you off before you get here. Okay, give me the value proposition of why a client should list with a Keller Williams agent. Tell me why.
Market share.
Why?
Market share.
Okay, meaning what?
We sell more houses.
Okay. Keller Williams sells more houses than any other real estate brokerage. Can we agree?
Yes.
Okay, can we prove it?
Yes.
Yes. Why else?
Systems,
What about it?
consistency, you're gonna be consistent in what you do.
Okay, so we are a company built on models and systems which allows consistency in my business and scalability in my business. You see, you got to remember, clients don't understand buzzwords.
Right.
Right, so we can't just say systems. I want you to be able to. Can we agree that Keller Williams are the best trained realtors out there because we are the #1 training organization in the world?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
That allows us to interpret the market.
Okay. So, folks, did we just come up with a value proposition for Keller Williams? Okay. Now, would you agree you might go on a listing appointment against an agent from First Atlanta?
Yes.
They're close enough that if you're working in this area, that they might also be working in this area. Agreed?
Yes.
Do you know the value proposition of this market center versus that market center?
No.
Should you?
Yes.
Yeah. Because can they use the same Keller Williams stuff that you could use?
Yes.
So that's out the board. Right? I can't say, well, because I work with the #1 training company. Yeah, so did the last guy. Well, I have models and systems that are going to bring consistency. Yeah, well, so did the last guy. Why should I work with you? Well, because I'm part of the Atlanta Perimeter Market Center. Right?
Got it.
Okay. The Atlanta Perimeter Market Center, and as a market center, we control 46% of all market share in this area. I don't know, I'm making that number up, right? I'm telling you I'm making that number up. Okay? I just want you to understand you need to know the value of why this market center over why First Atlanta, because you could go toe-to-toe with them. Or Peachtree Road. Right? You guys are, it's the golden triangle, right? Anybody who's not with Keller Williams that lives in this what is wrong with them, right? Between the 3 choices that they've got. Now, would you also agree you might end up on a listing appointment or working with a potential buyer that someone else from this market center could be working with? So now you need to know why you. Because now anything you say about this office could they say as well. Okay? So now you need to know why you. Me, part of mine in my beginning was because I took the stress out of the second most stressful thing you might ever deal with in your life. Now I had toys in my car for them. We went to Sonic and we get the Route 44 drinks before we went and looked at houses. That was the routine. And then to see who could go the longest without having to use a bathroom at one of the houses we were looking at. We crumpled up papers and threw them into the back seat while we were driving. We had fun. Right? If you've sensed my personality at all, some of you are like, this guy sucks. And then the rest of you are laughing and enjoying yourself. I made clients have fun doing this stuff. Can you agree? Buying real estate and selling real estate is stressful for a client.
Yes.
Yes. Second most stressful thing they ever would have dealt with when I first got into the business. Go on, ask.
That's number one.
Brain surgery was number one. It's probably not anymore. I'll bet divorce or something or death would come first, but real estate was number two. So it was my unique value proposition plus 3 testimonials. Now, testimonial 1 was from whom?
Yourself.
Your mother.
Hold that thought. Testimonial 1 was from who?
Yourself.
No.
A seller
Okay, a seller, past seller. Testimonial 2 was from a
buyer.
past buyer. Testimonial 3 was from
Mom.
my mom. And no, it didn't lie and just say Linda G. It actually said Chad's mom. Because what was my value proposition? We were going to have fun doing this. So when one of the testimonials right there was from my mom, and it was that obvious it was from my mom, what did they usually do?
Laugh.
They laughed. Okay? So it wasn't some testimonial from mom that you're pretending was from somebody else. It was a testimonial from mom. My son's the best realtor you could ever use. By the way, he's choosing my retirement home. Please use him. Right? Chad's mom. Okay? Yes.
What for us new people
Yep.
in the room, and we've had successful careers.
Then you have testimonials elsewhere.
Exactly. How do we translate those over and like put it on our web pages?
What did you do previously?
Auto transport broker.
Okay. Could you go to someone that could tell them that you were consistent, you were reliable, you were dependable, you were efficient, you were
I've written letters.
perfect? Then
Just scan
you could
put it
put
on
the whole
there.
letter. I would just take a passage, a paragraph from it. I'd paraphrase it even if you had to. Take sentence 1 from here, sentence 2 from there, put it all together, and Steve Smith. Doesn't have to be real estate related, and your testimonial doesn't have to be Chad sold our house in 4 days, right? No, it can be he was reliable, he was a great communicator, he was always there for us, and we could count on him. You know, yes, that's for the people that I babysat for. Doesn't matter. It's people who are giving a testimonial about you. Okay? Questions? Now, watch this. My unique value proposition. My vendor list and my 7 things realtor. Do you think they changed very often?
No.
Not at all. So when January showed up, could I print 1,000 of these, 1,000 of these, and 1,000 of these and probably be good to go for the first 1,000? Okay. I didn't have to think about this stuff. If you did the CMA that many of you wanted to do, what does that mean you have to do? Every person gets a new one. This stuff needs to be so stupid easy an assistant could just mail it for you. Without asking you anything. They should be able to just grab it from the folder and drop it in the mail and not have to say, what do you want me to send? Not have to say, oh, I need you to fill in these blanks. Not have you say, right? Boom, boom, boom. And every year I could reevaluate them and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to change this because I earned some designation or I did something or I'm now over 5 years in real estate, so I can't say it's been under 5 years in real estate. I had to update it. Yet for the whole year, these 3 things worked. I didn't have to think about it. Questions, comments, queries, quibbles about this before I move on? Okay, so that's the 8x8. Who do we do it on? New Mets. And what's the purpose of the 8x8? To create?
My share.
Now your walls are newly painted. Can I still stick this on them? Are they dry enough?
Yeah.
Okay, because we're going to leave this here. If that's an 8x8, what follows the 8x8?
33.
33 touch. Now what does that mean in English?
Touch them 33 times in 12 months.
12 months, they get 33 touches. Okay? That's what it means in English. That one's to earn mind share. This one is to keep the mind share. That one is on new Mets. Who's this one for? Mets. Now there are 3 categories, truly. New Mets is category 4. The 3 categories are, well, I guess the third category is new Mets. You got new Mets, you got Mets, and you got haven't Mets. So let's go really, really easily. What's a haven't met?
So we never met.
Someone you haven't met, right? That one's self-descriptive right there. I haven't met is someone you haven't met. It could be a farm, absolutely. Okay. Tell me a farm. What does a farm mean?
Farming your neighborhood, just a particular area.
Okay, so farming a neighborhood. What else does a farm mean?
Farming my baseball team.
Yes, farming a demographic as much as geographic. Can you farm teachers? When during the year are teachers more likely to buy houses? Would your marketing lead towards that? Could you market accountants? When's the one time a year accountants really don't want to be bothered by you?
March and April.
Right now. Yet at the same time, who knows people that need to make investments more than anybody right now? Accountants.
You can drop them off a fruit basket or lunch right now.
Okay. Could you farm first-time home buyers? Bless you. Are there any single ladies in the room? Could you farm firefighters? Are there any ladies who are now considering being single? Right? You can farm anyone or any place for those haven't met. Is there anybody here married to a cop or a firefighter or anything like that? Okay? Often I'll have someone who's married to someone who's in police or in firefighter. Should those people be marketing to those people? Yeah, absolutely. They're part of that family. Right? So if your spouse is in a certain industry, should you be marketing to that and farming that industry? Probably. Do you know one of the best industries to farm? Divorce lawyers.
Yes.
It's 3 sales right there. Sell the house, buy 2 more. Or probate. No client to worry about. Okay. That's a haven't met. A new met is someone that we've just met. If we don't keep mind share with a new met, what are they going to become in a week? I haven't met again. Okay. Now we've got mets. What is a met? And it's not as easy as you think. What's a met?
You have their contact information.
Okay. She says you have their contact information. What's a met?
You face to face them.
You say it again.
Somebody who knows you.
Okay. And
Likes you.
okay.
Wants to be contacted by you.
Okay. Someone who knows you and knows what you do. Right? They know you and they know you're a realtor. That would be a met. Are there people who know you as Timmy's mom? Okay? Yet they don't know what you do for a living, and if someone said, "What's Timmy's mom do for a living?" they'd be like, I don't know. Okay? They're not a met. You've got to have mind share with them for them to be considered a met. So if we've earned it, now let's keep it. Would you agree there are people in your database right now that if I called them and said, "Who's your realtor?" they'd say you? Maybe not a lot on some of you, yet would there be some?
Yes.
Okay, they don't need this.
Right.
You don't have to earn mind share. They already have you as their mind share. You can go right to this. Yet if they're not going to remember you within 24 hours, you need to be doing this to capture and keep that, earn that mind share before you're worrying about keeping it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Got a
So,
question.
yes, sir.
Would you recommend doing, which one do you prefer or recommend doing, I guess, more than the other? Meaning,
They're in sequence.
If you do this, and do not do this, don't do this.
Correct.
Right? If you're going to put them on an 8x8 and then not do the 33 touch, don't even waste your time on this. Because someone else is working on stealing their mind share.
So say if you, with the question you just asked, if you got people in your database, if you call them and they ask who your realtor was and they say you, okay, so that would be the thing you definitely do even if you didn't do the 8x8.
Yes.
That's what that
Except this is actually going to be pretty useless on someone who doesn't really know who you are yet. Okay. Now be careful if you call people and say, hey, I'm just doing a survey and I'm wondering, when you think great instructors, who do you think? Right? You better say me right now, we're in class, right? If you're doing that to your clients and saying, hi, I'm wondering who you think of when you think real estate, who do you think they're going to answer? You. They're going to say you, and is that necessarily true 14 seconds before your call? No.
Because I was thinking more so like the Raven fans or your advocates.
They already are onto this. You're raving fans way past this.
Right.
Right? Because they're already telling other people about you.
So you just keep doing the 33.
You just do this. Okay? This one is based on when I meet you, remember? This one's based on the calendar. So, the first thing we're going to send are 12 newsletters. How often would that be? Okay, just checking. 12 newsletters. Let me tell you what you need to do, though. If I asked you right now about your October newsletter, what would the theme be?
Fall.
Okay. If I asked you what your July newsletter would be, what would the theme be?
July.
If I asked you about December's, what would the theme be? Okay. Do you all have answers in there? Great. Do they have to be the same?
No.
You need to plan your whole newsletter out right now, though. Because here's what's going to happen. What's the date today?
March 13th.
Okay. It's March 13th. So you're going to say, I'm going to get April's done. And you're going to send April's out on the 1st of the month. And then you're going to send out May's on the 1st of the month. Here's what's going to happen, though. Your kids or your spouse or someone's going to get sick in May.
You're going to be really busy.
So you're going to get all, and then the market's going to pick up a little because it's just May. So you're going to think that you're doing something awesome and you're going to get really busy. And you're not going to get your June newsletter sent out until about June 12th. And then June 12th will go and you'll send the newsletter, and then all of a sudden July will show up and you'll be like, well, I just sent June's. I can't send July's yet. I've got to wait. And then you'll completely forget you were supposed to send July's in the middle of July, and the next thing you know, August will show up and you'll be like, oh, crap, I forgot July. Well, forget the newsletter thing. If you sat down and created the template right now for all 12 months of the year for your newsletter, would it be easy at the 1st of the month to just insert some data, like you wanted to find out the mortgage rate or you wanted to find out how many homes were on the market? Click, 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 boom, print, I'm done, I can send them out. Okay? Plan them out now while you have the time to do so. I will tell you to save money. I printed them in black and white on colored paper. Your market center charges you more to print in color, agreed? It costs you more at home to print in color, agreed? If you went to Office Depot, Staples, Max, whatever they're all called now, and you went to buy paper, what color is on sale right now?
Green.
Okay. I don't know, right? Has St. Patrick's paper already been put on sale? Is Valentine's Day paper still on sale? Could you buy green and red paper right now, probably?
Yes.
At a good price, okay. What other month might you use red paper?
Christmas. December.
February.
Okay. February, December, any other months? July, any other months? All of them, Chad, because I'm going to do red all year. Okay.
Red's a good color.
Right, I don't care. I'm going to do green all year. Okay. Buy the paper now, print it on a colored paper, black and white. Now you're not paying extra for the ink, and you're buying the paper probably the same price you pay for white paper wherever you bought it, because it's on sale. And if you pick a green color or a red color or a blue color and you're consistent with it, will that stand out all year? Every time they see the green one, they know you've sent something. Possibly. Okay? 12 newsletters. Now, we talked about the types of people. There's
Chad, let me stop you for just a second. I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
I'm going to probably tell you to wait till the end, but go ahead.
No, so all your newsletters are going to be U.S. mail.
Hold that question till the end.
Okay.
I told you. I knew what quite... See, I've done this so many times. You knew the question with the answer, and I still knew that I was going to tell you to hold that question. Hold that question. I'm going to come to you and I'm going to say, I think you have a question for me. Okay? There's Mets. There's new Mets. And what was the other category?
Haven't met.
Haven't met. What's the campaign we're supposed to do with haven't mets that we're farming? Does anybody know what it's called?
12 direct.
12 direct. There's the 8x8, the 33 touch, there's also the 12 direct. Well, guess what? Just send them your newsletter. That's your 12 direct. If you were targeting a certain location, could you put something in the newsletter about the location? If you were targeting a certain brand of person, could you put something in the newsletter specific for them? Yes. You've already created the newsletter. Just tweak up one piece of it or whatever you're going to do. Okay? 12 newsletters. 6 calls. How often is that?
Every other month.
Every other month. If these are people who already have mind share of you, I would just say to them, who's your realtor? They would say you. Should that be a pretty easy phone call to make? Don't tell me you can't do 6. Do you guys do the DTD2 in this office? No, you're all looking at me like, why did you just say something from Star Wars? Okay? The DTD2 program is a MAPS program where you call 2 letters of the alphabet every week. They have a specific template broken down on how it works so that you're calling the same population percentage every week. And you would call 2 letters every week, which means over the course of a quarter, you'd call everybody once, which means you'd call them how many times a year? 4. Could you come up with 2 other reasons to call people? Yeah, of course you could. Okay. So there's easy ways to do 6 phone calls over the course of the year. One birthday card. It's not what you think. This is my $500,000 minimum guaranteed piece of marketing. Okay? You have done a poor job with your database and probably do not know most of their birthdays until Facebook tells you today is their birthday. By then it's too late to actually do anything for their birthday other than send some stereotypical video on Facebook to them that you sent to everybody else. Stop doing that. Okay. Yet, under penalty of death, there is one person's birthday that you 100% know for sure. Whose birthday is that? Your own. Your own birthday. You will never forget your own birthday. And every year, the month of my birthday, I sent out a card to my sphere and said, happy birthday to me. Oh no, you want to write this down. This is like... I'm like watching you all look at me. No, this is gold. Happy birthday to me. This year, for my birthday, I want to help somebody buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Happy birthday to me. This year, for my birthday, I want to help somebody buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Please help me make this my best year yet. Okay, happy birthday to me. This year for my birthday, I want to help somebody buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Please help me make this my best year yet. If they're on my 33 touch, what do I already have with these people?
Their address.
I do have their address and I have Mindshare. I can't just send that piece of marketing on its own to people. That's weird and creepy. These are people who already know me and know me as a realtor, which means they probably know my personality, and they probably did what when they got the card? Laughed. I will guarantee if you do the whole 33 touch to the right people and include this, you will get at least 1 to 2 pieces of business every year that will equal at least $500,000. No birthday went by that the people did not send me a referral or tell me it was their turn or whatever it was. There's about 6, 7, maybe 8 people across the country I know doing this. How do I know? Because they message me on their birthday every year and say, thank you, happened again. Thank you, happened again.
So you get the same card for everybody, or?
Yeah, happy birthday to me. Send it out, okay?
What was your last sentence, your closing sentence?
Please help me make this my best year yet.
Okay, thank you.
Happy birthday to me. This year for my birthday, I want to help somebody buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Please help me make this my best year yet.
Good thing my birthday's the end of this month.
There you go. And someone's sitting there going, damn, I just had mine.
Do you handwrite that, or do you have it pre-printed?
That one I actually used a company called Send Out Cards, right, where you could have a font that looked like your handwriting. So it looked like I handwrote it. I put it on a slight angle so it wasn't perfectly square. I did not use black so it didn't look like it was a computer printing. That one I did only because I sent so many.
What company is that again?
It was called Send Out Cards. They are a multi-level marketing company. I'm going to be completely upfront on that. So if you get into that, someone's going to attempt to sell you on then selling you and blah, 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 so that they can, I did not participate, play that game. I don't use it any longer. There are probably 100 companies out there now that do what that does, which is created the handwritten looking font that I could put into a card. And then I could just click go, and they sent them, and it was like 32 cents every one, including postage or something crazy like that.
They've gone up, and you can't do a lot of that stuff now.
Okay.
But you can do something cool, like put a picture of yourself holding a little cupcake or something on the front.
Yep.
And, there's ways to make up for it, but they are more expensive now.
Okay. And there's probably, again, they used to be the only company. There's probably a dozen other companies out there that you could create a handwritten looking font if you wanted. And do that. Okay? Questions on the birthday card? I'm telling you, folks. I've been teaching this for years, and everybody's like, oh, that's great, and then won't do it. Okay.
So this is, it's mailed?
Mailed.
Okay.
Is there anybody named Jason D in the room? Jason
My son's name.
D. I've taught it once to somebody named Jason D in the room. Just once. All right, folks, tell me something that happens every year in January.
New Year's.
February.
Valentine's.
March.
St. Patrick's.
April.
Easter.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
May.
Tax day.
Tax Day.
Cinco de
Yeah.
Mayo.
Mother's Day, graduations.
Everything is in there.
June.
Kentucky Derby.
Father's Day.
Wait, Derby was, May. Father's Day.
Okay. July.
4th of July.
August.
School starts back.
My birthday.
September. It's usually before August. Somebody says their birthday. September.
Labor Day.
October.
Halloween.
November.
Thanksgiving.
December.
Holidays.
I'm putting Xmas. Deal with it. Are there other things in every month? Yeah. You pick your, if you're into the horoscope, is there some zodiac sign every month? Is there probably a color of the month?
Ooh, I like that.
Okay, probably, like if you looked up colors of the month, every month probably has an assigned color to it. Is there a sporting event, a major sporting event of every month?
I was surprised someone didn't say March Madness.
Right? Madness, the Super Bowl, the Masters, we have the Kentucky Derby was at it, right? There's something every month. This is where your personality gets to come into play. You choose. You did not mention my second favorite mailing of the year, April Fool's Day, where I sent the card that said, I quit real estate. Ha ha, April Fools, thanks to great clients like you, I've made it one more year. By the way, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell real estate? Bless you. This stuff's nothing to sneeze at, though. I'm giving you good stuff today, right? Okay. Folks, it's called R&D. What does R&D stand for? Rip off and duplicate. I'm not sitting up here and you're going, oh, he already stole that one. How do I come up with something like that? Rip it off, duplicate it, make it your own. Nothing will make me happier than you becoming an ALC member in the office, and when they say, what made your business go up, you can say, because I stole that stupid card idea from Chad. Right? Awesome! You did it. Okay? You pick. Do not overthink this. Because what some of you will start to do is you'll say, well, if I send the newsletter on the first of the month, I have to make sure this is on the middle of the month. No. In January, might they get 2 mailers in a week? Yes. In February, would they be separated? Yes. St. Patty's Day, would they be separated? Yes. If you did Cinco de Mayo, separated? No. Yet if you said, oh, I'll sell the newsletter on the 15th. Separated? Yes. Separated? No. Separated? Right? I mean, don't worry about it. If they get 2 mailings in a week, 1 month, and then they get a mailing in 3 weeks later, the idea is not to sit here and say, oh, this month I got to move the newsletter because the holiday came here and I got to do this and I got to do that. The idea is that we're sending 33 touches a year, which on average is once every 11 days, and so what if you do it 4 days apart and then 20 days apart? Your goal is to just keep mind share. These are people you should already be having it with. It shouldn't be that hard to keep it.
What are is it just like happy, like Merry Christmas or?
Oh gosh, no. I mean, yes, they can be. Yet I'll tell you what mine are. Before I get to that, I want to finish the 33 touch and then answer a question. Because let's do math. How many months are there?
12.
How many newsletters?
12.
Which equals?
24.
Okay, plus the calls,
30.
plus the birthday card. How many more do we need?
2.
What happens twice a year?
Time change.
Don't tell them the time changed. People know that now. Their phone did it for them automatically. Right? Yeah, what else could you remind them? What could that be a trigger for you?
Smoke detector.
Okay, what else? Okay, what else?
Winterizing your house.
Okay, okay,
Time to call your
okay.
realtor.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It's a trigger to you. Go to the dentist. Right? Here's your realtor bringing you the friendly reminder of, have you gotten your teeth fixed?
Clean?
Okay, clean. I don't know. I hate the dentist, so I totally fear the dentist, right? I fear 3 things: dentists, spiders, and MCAs. Okay. It's just a trigger. That's 33. I feared you when you were. Okay? Now I'm over that. Okay? 33.
So spring forward, fall back is 2 triggers.
It's 2. You can send them whatever you want. Spring cleaning, fall cleaning, right? Whatever it is. Send them your favorite mom's pie recipe. I mean, whatever it is. It's a trigger.
Maintenance tips.
All right. Maintenance tips, absolutely. You had a question earlier, I think, that you wanted to ask.
Yes, I did.
Oh, good. What was that question?
Email. What do you, on your newsletters, you're putting them in U.S. mail all the
Okay.
time.
Here's the answer.
Can you write it down?
This or these can be digital, not both. Because these are people who you should have mind share with, which means they should open your email. Agreed? Yet would you also agree that there are people that have your mind share that you still don't even open all their emails?
Yeah, right.
Okay? So, at least one of these needs to go hard mail. Personally, I'd probably send the newsletters snail mail because I'm doing it to my haven't met. So I might as well just print and keep mailing them. Yet, whichever you want. Okay? Not both. They can both be snail mail.
What's snail mail? I'm sorry.
Postage.
Post office.
Okay? Or they could, one could be snail mail and one could be email. They cannot both be email.
What do you do?
Me, snail mail. They all go through the post office. Oh yeah. Now watch what I do. I buy all the cards for these on one specific calendar day of the year. What day did I buy all these cards? What is the best day to buy cards?
Day after Christmas.
The day after
Christmas.
Christmas. Very good. I bought all of these cards the day after Christmas. Wait. Which means, what kind of card were they getting all year from me?
Christmas cards.
Christmas cards.
They were getting Christmas cards.
Yes. Did it stand out in the mail?
Yes.
Now, to answer your question, what did they say? They said things like, hey, it's Christmas for Uncle Sam. Have you paid your taxes yet? Friendly reminder from your realtor, Chad. It's Christmas for Mom this month. Take care of her. She's been nice. 121 days until Christmas. Have you started your shopping yet? It's Christmas for the parents as every kid goes back to school. Holiday, right?
It's hilarious.
Thank you. Now, watch this. What month of the year do they get Christmas cards from everybody?
December.
And every time they opened a Christmas card, who did they think of? Me! Because not only did I just have Mindshare as their realtor, I had Mindshare of Christmas cards. I was raised Jewish. I was just better at marketing than most of you. Okay? Now, my birthday falls November. So what did they get from me in November?
Birthday card.
And then Christmas showed up, so they got Christmas cards from everybody. What were my 2 best months for referrals? And meant I started my year busy.
November what?
29th.
Oh, wow.
I'm a Sagittarius. We're creative and brutally honest. Have you figured that out yet?
So did you send the Christmas cards in December?
Yes, I sent a Christmas card at
The
December.
same Christmas card.
Yeah, that was
On the
well,
all year.
they weren't necessarily the same. I went to Target and I bought every Christmas card I could. I didn't care what they looked like.
And then just
Printed.
And then the message on the inside was just because they'd open it and they'd be like, "Why am I getting a Christmas card in May? It must be Chad, right?" And then whatever my message of that month was. And yes, I sat there and I hand wrote those while I watched the football game or the baseball game or whatever. I sat there and I hand wrote them.
But what was your message in it?
Every month was different. It's Christmas for Uncle Sam. It's Christmas for Mom. 121 shopping days. It's Christmas for the parents as kids go back to school. Whatever I wanted it to be.
Whatever the greeting was inside, you crossed
I did, no, it did not matter. Most of the cards in the inside don't say anything anymore. They just say like Happy Holidays. And so I get great, so write whatever I want. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Folks, don't overthink it. Now, I told you I would show you how to go 33 touch to 85 touch like that. Remember? Yeah. Okay? I shocked you. And you're like, oh, 85. You really like that one. Okay? How many weeks are there in a year?
52.
Okay, add 52 to 33. What do you get?
85.
Okay, send them email once a week. Hey, real estate friends. That's the subject line. And just send it every week with whatever simple update you want to everybody who's on your list. Here's something I learned this week. Here's what I found. I mean, does Brad share statistics with you, hopefully, at the team meeting?
Yeah, but he makes them up.
He makes them up?
I was taking money for those.
I wonder where he learned that stuff, right? Okay. Could you get your hands on real statistics somewhere? Okay. Could you go to your lender and get information from your lender on something? Right? Could you go to a closing attorney and say, how many closings happened last month? And they could tell you it's up this percentage or down this percentage. Boom, don't overthink it. It's a simple 2-line email that you sent out just once a week, every Friday, every Thursday, every Wednesday, whatever it was, to everybody on this, and you just went from 33 touch to 85 touches a year. Yes?
Was there something special you did as far as the email because of all this, do not email, privacy, listing, unsubscribe? Did you mass email it or did you individually email it?
I used one of my email programs. They want to unsubscribe, they can click the little unsubscribe button. These are people who know me, like me, trust me.
They'll just delete you if they don't want it.
Right?
Yeah, they'll just unsubscribe.
And they won't unsubscribe because they know me, like me, and they trust me already. So they're like, I don't want to miss the next one, but I don't want to read this one. Okay. Folk, is your broker? Who's your broker in this market center?
Lynn.
Okay, Lynn's not here, right?
No.
No.
Okay, folks.
She watching.
Folks, the do not call list is a suggestion. I'm totally going to tell you this.
Well, we
right?
all get calls from people when we're all on it.
I am on the do not call list and get 5 solicitation calls a day.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to tell you to call these people. I am not telling you to call these people. Yet I am telling you, why are you calling them? First of all, if they're friends and they're in your database and you're just calling to touch base with them, that's not a do not call violation.
Right.
Okay? Secondly, if they've requested information off your website, that's not do not call right? Criteria. If they're an expired or for sale by owner, I mean, let's stop. I asked you this quiz last class. How do you get a for sale by owner's phone number?
On the sign.
Yeah, right? It was on the sign.
It's an invitation to call.
That's saying call me, right? Sorry, you're on the do not call list. You do know your phone number's on the curb, right? Okay. Okay. Check with your broker. Okay.
Just don't call the one she sends out the emails on.
Right? And that's somebody. Okay, so if she's sending out an email that says, Mr. Smith at 555-1212, do not call. That's someone who's actually said, I'm on the do not call list, I'm complaining, okay, don't call that person. And you can be sure if someone said to me, because when I was actually selling and making these calls regularly, that's when the do not call list was new. People would say all the time, I'm on the do not call list. I'll be like, I'm so sorry, I'll have my admin take you off the list. You obviously were just on a list she handed me.
Yeah, just apologize and get off.
Apologize and move on. They're not going to go report you. They're really not. It's not worth their time and effort. And how many people would they need to report? Right? I would say, oh, so they're calling me. What about the 14 medical email phone calls that you got last night? Why didn't you report those people? Oh, I see it's a personal trend. It's a vendetta against me. You're after bald men.
It doesn't make any difference. They still call you.
Correct. Of course they do. And they call you from a different number and a different number and a different number, right? Okay? The ones that your broker's sending out, absolutely. Don't even think about picking up the phone. You don't sit here and panic on the do not call list. I had someone on my team said, Chad, I got a list of for sale by owners and expireds off Land Voice, and some of them are on the do not call list. I said, they're for sale by owners and expired people who were just attempting to get their home sold. You're not soliciting. You're calling to see how they're doing. I'm not selling you anything. Solicitation means I'm selling you something. Okay? It's the same thing with the neighborhoods that have the no soliciting signs in the yard. I have had many a partner thrown out by security. Yet they'll go in and they'll knock and they'll say, hey, I'm doing an open house this weekend. I just want to let you know there's going to be traffic on your driveway. I'm not selling you anything. I'm being concerned for you. Sorry that you're being a jerk and having me thrown out by security. Okay? Know what a solicitation is and what it's not. Questions?
When you did the 85 and you did an
Yep.
email every week, what sort of results did you get? I mean, I think it's definitely a way to establish your value, that you're their trusted realtor.
I didn't track necessarily. The only thing I know for sure was the birthday card. I didn't track and say, which piece are you calling me from? The birthday card I know because they called and they said, hey, happy birthday. I got a referral for you.
I just wondered if you got any pushback, like, stop emailing me.
These are people that are in my sphere, right? These aren't just people like the waiter I met last night. These are people that now have mind share of Chad as their realtor. Okay, folks, 8x8, 33 touch. Here's the magic. How many of you have Kelly now working with you?
Everybody,
Put your hands
raise
up,
your
folks.
hand.
You all have Kelly.
Everybody.
Right? That was a layup question. You'll have Kelly soon, I promise.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. In Command, there's something called Smart Plans. Okay, now, unless something's happened in the last 48 hours, it's still not working. Yet Smart Plans is coming. Smart Plans is your drip campaigns. Here's the magic thing about Smart Plans that's going to be really awesome. The day Smart Plans goes live, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to create my 8x8 and my 33 touch in Command. And by the click of a button, it's going to be able to be downloaded by you. You're no longer going to have to worry about saying, oh, I wish I had that, because I'm going to be able to create it and just say, oh, if you want it, just go into the market center on the Command, and you'll be able to say, oh, there's Chad's click, I want that. You'll be able to do that for anybody who's willing to put it out there and all that stuff. There might be like a donation to KW Cares that goes with these things or something, but for $5 now you don't have to do it, and Kelly's going to now just remind you, oh, time to do this, send that, where's this? Okay? I want you to understand what's going on with it. How many of you now have an 8x8 and 33 touch that you can and will do? Okay. Now, here's my thing. You know what I'm going to ask you?
hands.
Good. Here's what I'm going to ask you. You know what? If you've been in the class before, it's the last thing I was going to ask. I want you to draw a line across the page wherever you are. And I want you to write the number 1 below that line. Okay, draw a line across the page, write a number 1 underneath the line. I don't want your aha. Did you get some ahas today?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully you got more than one aha. Here's the thing. I want you to write the one thing you're going to implement into your world moving forward. Okay, what's the one thing you're going to implement moving forward in your world from today's class? Don't just say 8x8. That's vague. That's 8 things. All right, whatever it's going to be. I want you to figure that out. Now I'm checking. If you want to write this down, completely your choice. May 14th. Not even telling you what you're writing down, I'm just giving you dates randomly, right? May 14th, June 11th, and July 16th. And I think, according to Stacy, there's an April date.
Yes.
I'm looking.
And all those dates he gave are Tuesdays after team meeting. Oh,
Correct.
I turned my phone off, sorry.
I know, you did. I didn't.
Diane, can you look on the calendar?
It's the 8th. It's Monday, April 8th. Those are the next 4 times Brad has me coming. Now, here's what I will tell you before we hear your implementations that we're going to talk about. 1, if the room isn't full, we don't stream. Okay. So don't sit at home and say, oh, I'm going to stay home because it's safer. Chad won't pick on me from there. Because if not enough people come in, I'm not going to let them turn that on. That's my policy. It's the NFL blackout rule. If the room's not full, the game's not on TV. Okay? So that's 1. 2, what time did you think you got here today?
12.
12?
Yeah.
That early? Were we here that
He
early?
is Mr.
I
Early.
was, yeah.
You were?
did.
Okay. I walked in at about what then?
10 after 12.
Okay, 12:15 maybe or something I walked in. Folks, I just want you to understand this. You could be the person who comes running in 5-10 minutes late like many of you were. Or you could be the people that were here, sitting in here doing some work an hour before class. Because when I walked in at 12:15, they got a half-hour coaching session. Because we were just sitting here chatting. Don't be the person who comes running in 10 minutes late to a class when you have the opportunity. Because I'll be here early. Now, I think the Tuesday ones, you're not going to have much of that because we're going to go right from team meeting, kind of, grab a snack. Good, Chad's up. Okay? Yet, I know on the Monday one, I'll probably be here early. I have no idea what I'm teaching on these sessions yet. How many of you are just going to show up anyway? How many of you are not going to show up no matter what I'm teaching? Okay? Yeah, right. Okay? So, you can come. We'll figure out what the classes are. Stacy, I'm going to send her my list.
Texted you already.
And if there are specific topics and classes you want me to teach, tell Stacy. Okay? Because I only have so many classes that I teach, yet I can teach any class. Bless you. So if there's something specific where you're like, oh, we really want Chad to go over blank. Like one market center had me come and we literally sat there for 2 hours and it was stump the script. And they just kept throwing objections at me and I just handled them for 2 hours. Right? Whatever you guys want, that's what I'm coming back for. Brad's asked me to do it. I'm happy to do it. All right. Now, that being said, you're not allowed to leave and turn your phones back on and all that fun stuff. And I'll let you out early because class was still 3. I'll let you out early if we hear 5 things that you're going to implement moving forward from class today. So who's going first?
5. On the birthday card.
The birthday card. How many of you in the room pretending to adopt the birthday card plan? Okay. Good. That's more people than are doing it in the country right now. Awesome.
I'll go one step further though.
Here's why, though. I'm going to tell you why. You can't just send the birthday card. You have to do a full 33 touch. That's just one of the pieces. You're creepy weird if you just do that to people. They have to have your mind share and they have to know you. Okay? So, birthday card. All right. Give me another one. Yes?
I'm going to determine what my 3 items of value are.
Figure out those 3 items of value that can be consistent so you don't have to keep rethinking about them. Good. Excellent. Next.
Number 7.
Okay, folks,
Oh, yeah.
you are not getting that in any book. This is why we come to classes. All right, this was a me thing. It was a great little trick. Sadly, I taught this class at Family Reunion many years ago. You don't know how many number 7 cards I was given that trip. I'm like, hey, Chad, you're number 7. Can I count? I was like, crap. Right, okay, good. That's 3. Give me 4.
How many handwritten cards did you get?
I didn't give out my address. And Brad usually throws away my mail when they send it to the market center looking for me. Brad's like, yeah, Chad doesn't need this.
Doesn't check the mail here.
Chad doesn't need this. Well, someone probably gives it to Brad and says, I don't know who this Chad guy is. He's on our roster. Okay? Who is this Chad guy? Shouldn't we remove it? Okay. Give me number 4. What's the next? Yes?
Business address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, if they tell you where they work, you could probably find their address if you forgot to ask. And then again, your creepiness, the ladies will probably be a little more likely to give it to you. Okay? Excellent. Number 5. Who's giving me implementation thing number 5? Yes?
Start picking up the phone.
Too many of you are scared of the phone. It does not weigh any more to call people than it does to check Facebook. Yet you can do that all day long. the same, right? Wait. No. It's the same. Heck, it's probably lighter because when I call people, the phone just sits on the desk still, and I just have my headphone in and I go desk, right? And I just clicking buttons on it. Right. Questions? Concerns, complaints, criticisms, critiques? All right, gang. I'll see you in a month. Have a good one.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I was gonna impress you here.